American who participated in this election, whether you voted for the very first time or waited in line for a very long time. By the way, we have to do something about that. Whether you pounded the pavement or picked up the phone, whether you held an Obama sign or a Romney sign, you made your voice heard and you made a difference.
Hi, I'm Ethos and I'm the credibility of the center. You can recognize me in the way Obama makes a joke on, by the way, we have to fix that, and on the emphasis of you. We are trying to convince the audience to believe him and to gain credibility of the center.
Hello, I'm the stylist of this speech, and my task is to keep the speech as interesting as possible and to keep the attention of the audience. In this part of the speech, I just used some repetition and some antithesis. I repeated weather 3 times, and the antithesis in this paragraph is Obama sign and Romney sign, because these are 2 totally different things.
This country has more wealth than any nation. That's not what makes us rich. We have the most powerful military in history, but that's not what makes us strong. Our university, our culture, are all the envy of the world, but that's not what keeps the world from coming to our shores. What makes the America exceptional are the bonds that hold together the most diverse nation on earth. The belief that our destiny is shared. That this country only works when we accept certain obligations to one another and to future generations, so that the freedom which so many Americans have fought for and died for come with responsibilities as well as rights. And among those are love and charity, duty and patriotism. That's what makes America great.
Hello, I'm Logos, and you can recognize me in Obama's speech. You have 2 types of me. You have syllogism and enthymeme. And the first one is syllogism, which you can recognize in the speech of Obama by the fact that he gave a really long argument with a very long explanation. And the part about that Obama talks about the fact that America is very rich, but not because of the money, but because of the responsibility for each other, love, charity, and patriotism. And you also have enthymeme, which is not recognizable in his speech at this moment, but it's a very short argument, and it doesn't need a lot of explanation because it's based on basic knowledge.
Hello, it's me again, the stylist of the speech. In this part of the speech, I used a metaphor. A metaphor is figurative language, and which creates a special picture in the audience's head. And in this part of the speech, I used the word, the sentence, "the world coming to our shores." That's a good example of a metaphor in Obama's speech.
America, I believe we can build on the progress we've made, continue to fight for new jobs and new opportunities, and new security for the middle class. I believe we can keep the promise of our founding, the idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you look like, or where you live. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, Hispanic or Asian, Native American, or young, old, rich, poor, able, disabled, black or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
Hello, I am Pathos, and I'm one of the things that make you feel or experience. For example, I can be pretty negative, but I can also be pretty positive. In Obama's speech, he always used me in a pretty positive way, and that's what it makes people really emotional.
Hello, it's me again, the stylist. I'm very, very present in this part of the speech because I use 3 stylistic devices here. First of all, I use anaphora. That is kind of repetition, it's just in the beginning of the sentence. The anaphora is, "I believe we can." He used that twice, and it's a key stylistic advice here. The "I believe we can" is also an allusion. Allusion is something which refers to a person, an event, or something in the past. "I believe we can" refers to Obama's motto in 2008, the statement, "We can." And the last stylistic device is in another antithesis here. There are a couple of antitheses. He says black or white, Hispanic or Asian, young or old, rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight.
Hello and welcome to heaven. We are here today with Martin Luther King and Obama. They will be discussing their well-known speeches. Obama with A More Perfect Union, performed in 2008, and Martin Luther King with his speech from 1963 called I Have a Dream. Let's see what they have got to discuss.
Nice to meet you, Martin. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you going?
I'm okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's
Very
good.
tired for my presidential election, which I won.
Yeah, I understand. It's very.
I got the second term in the White House, which
Oh.
I'm really happy about. Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I saw I'm looking what you're doing down there, and I saw this amazing speech in 2008.
Oh, my speech, More Perfect Union.
Yeah, that one. Oh my God.
I'm very proud of that speech. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was cool. But I realized there were significant similarities to my speech. You remember my speech?
I remember your speech. Everyone remembers your speech in the world. Your speech is one of the best speeches ever.
Oh, really?
Yours
was good as
I
well.
based my speech on yours quite a lot, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I realized, immediately in the beginning, you said you had this illusion. You were referring to the Declaration of Independence, right?
That's right. I refer to it as the document they produced that was eventually signed but ultimately unfinished, because they didn't support the rights of the black man in the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. I said it. Yeah, I meant the same. I just said it different. I said, and 100 years later, the Negro is still not
That's
free.
right.
That's what
I remember.
Yeah, and but by the way, why don't you use the word Negro in your speech?
Nowadays, the word Negro is seen as a very offensive word. Using that word, I would have had a lot of people who would have been very mad at me for using that word.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I use African American instead of Negro.
Yeah.
And also, I think that the black people, they're Americans as well. That's why I just refer to them as African Americans instead of black men, because they're also Americans. I only refer to them being from Africa originally instead of
Different.
Yeah, I still refer to them as being different people because of where they're from, but ultimately they're still American.
Yeah, true. I said it different. I said black man and white man. This antithesis is bigger.
A big difference between the two opposites.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I understand. But I realized there's one complete difference. You had a complete different slogan than I did.
That's right. My slogan was "Yes, we can."
Yeah, mine was I have a dream. I repeated it in every speech and throughout my text, repetition and yeah.
That's what made your speech so good. I thought your speech was "I have a dream." It's the best slogan ever.
I think "Yes, we can" is amazing. Everyone will remember that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers your slogan.
Oh well, Barak. I think we did both a very good job. And
thank you. Nice to meet you, Martin.
Nice to meet you.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you for your time.
So you could clearly see that the two speeches were completely different, and that Obama used King's speech as inspiration. The biggest difference between the two speeches were the context in both they were given. The King's speech were given in the time of the 60s, when there was a huge segregation between white people and black people, and Obama's speech, on the other hand, was given in 2008 during his election. And there's also a huge difference between their slogan, I have a dream and yes we can. The biggest difference you can see in the I and the we. The I stands for a minority group and the we stands for an entire nation. I hope you find this very enjoyable and see you next time.